Today I'm not as indulgent as I used to be. That's one thing for sure. Earlier पहले घर बार शर्ट कपड़ा वपड़ा सब लगा देता था. अभी कुछ हद तक मैं रुक के रखता हूँ.
You know, the younger generation of actors should see all these people you named, and there must be something to learn. What would you advise कि क्या pick up करना चाहिए इसमें से? Acting तो is out of question. Acting तो has to be.
मैं क्या एडवाइस करूँ? मैंने एक पिक्चर में अटेम्प्ट किया था एक्टिंग करना, मैं खुद ही फुस हो गया था उसमें.
Was Ajay your first and only choice option?
Ajay was the best choice.
Best. जब से I don't know how many years से there has been talk about Mr. India will come back. When will Mr. India come back? Will it come back? What's on your mind?
It surely will come back.
Okay.
In times to come it will.
People love no entry. You know, कब से वो भी बात चल रही है. And we keep hearing names Varun, Arjun, Diljit. How much of this is true?
All this what you've spoken or the names that you've taken are true.
Okay.
I mean, they are the people who would be playing the part.
Okay. Mr. Boney Kapoor, welcome to Bollywood Hungama. I've been wanting to do this interview since very long.
Well, I've been wanting to speak to Bollywood Hungama since long too.
Thank you so much. Sir, you know, you are a veteran producer. You know the industry inside.
Am I a veteran? Am I a veteran?
Veteran?
I'm a young producer.
You're a young producer at heart, but your experience is amazing. Sir, I'll come to Medan, but I just want to ask you, you've seen the industry change so much. You know, today your experience is something that not many people have. Is OTT, what has happened to this industry, a good thing according to you, or you see this कि पहले ही अच्छा था यार?
OTT is a good thing because there's a new vertical created.
Okay.
And there is an additional revenue.
Okay.
But the OTT, the way it exploded during the COVID, I mean, they had their own agenda at that point of time. That's the reason they shelled out money without really bothering to see whether it's profitable or not, whether it's right or wrong. But now I think things have settled down.
Okay.
And that's the reason, I mean, there have been many instances where actors and key technicians have increased their prices looking at the revenue which was then. And, you know, pitching their figure to what the recovery was then of the OTT.
Okay.
But now I think it has plateaued.
Okay.
I mean, there is value, there definitely will remain a value. You see, with OTT, the satellite market has shrunk a bit.
Right.
Okay. And this is the initial jhatka. But finally things will settle down.
Right.
Like the electronic market, one other component is the audio rights. That has gone up. So all in all, it remains to be, I feel stability will come in the next few months or definitely few months, not years, for a few months. Yeah.
Okay. You know, are you still waiting to, you're playing the wait and watch game as a producer, because many producers are making just for OTT, web series, 6 episode, 10 episode. How come you have not jumped into that bandwagon?
I've done one OTT show called Jeet Ki Sid for Z5. But I feel, basically there's not much to gain in it.
Okay. You don't see much.
I mean, with a mindset like mine, there are good chances of losing because I go out of my way to see that I get to see on screen what I've imagined, and what I've imagined is always expensive. So OTT perhaps is something which probably I have not yet adjusted to make OTT original.
Okay, right.
You're talking about original?
Yes, original, yeah.
But maybe later in future I would.
Okay.
You know, the world has to change, and I have got to change with the world. So that's something which probably will be there in future.
Right.
I also will jump the bandwagon. I have a few subjects which are meant for OTT.
Okay, great.
And they're in the pipeline. I'm working on them.
Okay.
Besides the slate of films in Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, and this time even in Kannada and Malayalam.
Right.
Then only Punjabi will be left. Punjabi and Gujarati will be left. I want to finally make films in all the languages. I've done Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, Marathi, Bengali.
Yeah.
So, what are the other languages? एक है अपना
Kannada,
Malayalam, Gujarati, Punjabi, Oriya भी है. तो ये 5 लैंग्वेज रहती है तो उसमें भी धीरे धीरे करके आ ही
जाओगे. You know, also, do you see this as a platform has revived so many careers? I interviewed your brother Sanjay Kapoor just here some months ago, and I keep interviewing him regularly because suddenly he's doing so much work. We see him all over the place. He's as positive and energetic as he was since I know him. You see, this has also revived a lot of careers.
It has, and everybody is getting more opportunities by not just the actors, even the technicians. There were some very good technicians who were just, not getting enough work. So even the technicians are, thriving on this new vertical which has emerged.
Right.
Actors obviously are, because they're face of it. So you talk of actors first, but there are other, the other aspects of filmmaking too. Rather, every, every craft has got some kind of
work.
encouragement thanks to OTT.
Right. With your experience in producing, you've seen so many big hits. There have been big films that have not worked also. Now you're coming with Medan. Have you reached a point where now you're like, I know what works, I know what doesn't work?
No one knows, no one will know. And I am of the belief that nobody's a master of, nobody knows. Mehboob Khan has failed, Raj Kapoor has failed,
Right.
Bimal Roy has failed, P. Shantaram has failed,
Gee.
Yash Chopra had failed.
Yeah, everybody has.
So,
Biggest stars have failed.
Biggest stars have failed. So one can never master, or one can never know what is going to run.
Okay.
Everybody works on intuition. Everybody works on hunches. So this will continue. But the good thing is, some of them have a record of 70% success, 80% success. Nobody has a 100% record.
Nobody has. Yeah.
Sarab Modi, the great man, he had to wind up his activity because one film, Jhansi Ki Rani, failed and all was gone. And the interest to make films was gone. So with me, I've seen highs and lows. I've seen hits, blockbusters, and I've seen the downside too.
Right.
I've been through this too often. My spikes, if you see a heart patient, cut jata hai. तो कुछ है ऐसा. But still, if you put broadly the 45 films that I've made so far, Maidaan is the 45th film.
45th film.
तो रेशो ठीक है, 60-40 का है, 60 सक्सेस 40 फेलियर्स.
राइट. एक सबसे बड़ी
और मे बी 70-30, आई डोंट नो.
एक अच्छी लर्निंग क्या है, पहले क्या होता था, एक प्रोड्यूसर अपना घर बार सब पिक्चर में लगा देता था.
मैं आज भी करता हूँ.
आप आज भी करते हैं? Isn't that a learning that ये नहीं करना चाहिए?
देखो, कोई चीज़ अगर तुम अपना लेते हो, जो अगर एक स्क्रिप्ट में अपना लेता हूँ, एक प्रोजेक्ट में अपना लेता हूँ, तो उसमें अब हालांकि स्टूडियोज आ गए हैं, स्टूडियोज भी, बट स्टूडियोज हैव अ once you fix a budget with them, then for them to go beyond that becomes a little difficult.
Right.
So you can't really stop at that and wait for studio to react. You do it on your own and hope that studio, when they see the film, they will, like for instance, during the COVID time, there were so many haltage. I had 3 major breaks in between the COVID. There were 3 major breaks, plus we had a cyclone in between, where my set for the Maidaan was totally washed away.
Okay.
So our budget also has been revised thrice, and the studio so far has understood our plight.
Okay.
And there is a kind of a situation where, I at least, when I get along with someone, I get along very well with Puneet from Z. So we leave things to be decided, and I'm sure, I'm fair to him, he will be fair to me. He's fair to me and I will be fair to him. So I have not really had that kind of faced that kind of a situation with of late, with the advent of studios, with the, earlier I was an independent producer. So everything what I put in was mine.
Right. Yeah.
तो उस वक्त ज़्यादा रिस्क था. अभी रिस्क इतना ज़्यादा कम है, और ऊपर से when you have a rapport with somebody who understands filmmaking, who understands what the reality is, ground realities. So there is scope for, and of course, today I'm not as indulgent as I used to be. That's one thing for sure. Earlier, पहले घर बार शर्ट कपड़ा वपड़ा सब लगा देता था. अभी कुछ हद तक मैं रुक के रखता हूँ.
Right. Safety. किस फिल्म में आपने लगाया होगा सब? If just for an example, for the younger viewers to know, which film would you say you put in everything that you had?
Well, there are lots of films here. Mr. India, Roop Ki Rani, Prem,
right.
Pukar. Lots of films.
Right. But you have changed with times. I was just seeing a video on Instagram. You're all over thanks to Paparazzi, and what is the how have you changed with time? Is it because you have Janvi, Khushi, Arjun, who you keep seeing what they are doing? I saw you you got a trailer made from some foreign company. This is changing with time.
For Medan.
Yeah, for Maidaan.
Yeah, because I wanted my trailer to look different. See here, with due respect to all the companies or all the people who do trailers out here, they have a more or less a fixed template.
Correct.
गाना, action, ये एक combination बना हुआ है जो चल जाता है. कुछ लोग हैं जो बहुत अच्छा काम भी करते हैं. But I didn't want to take a chance and waste my time. We did try a couple of studios out here to make a trailer. In fact, the first teaser was made out here.
Okay.
But उसमें क्या काफ़ी सरखपाई भी थी. My director had to give a lot of time. There's a lot which went in making that one teaser work, and it worked big time.
Right.
I was happy finally with the result, and the credit must be given to the company. I think Trigger Happy did that trailer. But now with White Turtle, they have joined with a Hollywood studio.
Yes.
And that studio, works mainly for Marvel films.
Big trailers. Yeah.
And they work for Christopher Nolan. They work for, the big films, the major films. So since this film is not really a conventional film,
Yeah. Right.
it is not a formula film. It's a real film.
Right.
This is basically a true story, and we've not really added anything to commercialize it.
Right.
Because I feel the element, the entire matter itself resonates with everybody who will see it. It's so real, and the way Amit has shot the film makes you feel every beat in the film.
Right.
And you sort of realize what you're watching is true. So for that you don't need a commercial template. You need somebody who works from the heart. Not that people don't work here with the heart, but I thought we'll just take
Something different.
and they will have a different viewpoint.
Right.
So those people saw the film
Oh, they saw the film.
just once or twice. I think they saw the film.
Okay.
Amit flew into London, met them only to tell them what not to use. And their first cut itself was impressive.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah.
And now even they've cut 2 teasers also.
Okay.
So far I think this gamble has paid off.
Okay.
Yes, of course I paid a lot more money than what I would have paid out here. But at least my film looks
Yeah.
close to what it should look. And the fact that the audience has reacted positively to the trailer and to the teaser means things have gone right.
Right. Right. When Boney Kapoor puts his name as a producer on a film, there are a lot of expectations ki kuch to hoga. What did you see in this story? A lot of people, I'll tell you, outside are comparing it to Chak De India. Do you want to tell the viewers how different it is? What is it?
Well, let the viewers decide after seeing the film.
Right.
I don't want to comment on it.
Okay.
But I got sucked into this subject, this idea right from the beginning.
Okay.
My partners, Akash and Joy, they came up with this subject.
Okay.
And the minute they just narrated me a plot line. Okay, this is about this coach who lived in Hyderabad, who had this dream of winning a gold medal for India. And so on and so
Syed
forth.
Abdul Rahim.
Syed Abdul Rahim. So I got immediately attracted to it. Plus, I had never ventured into this kind of genre. So all the more reason for me to for instance, when I did Mr. India, it was a challenge. Nobody had done a film of that kind. VFX was not even a nascent stage here in India. And superhero film, I think that was the first superhero film, if you really talk of superhero films. So, I got attracted, I got sucked in, and I feel people also will realize that this is something different that they are seeing, and at the same time heart-wrenching, heartwarming, and at the same time it will give a adrenaline rush to the audience,
Right.
and they will come out of the theatre feeling proud and happy.
Nice. Was Ajay your first and only option?
Ajay was the best choice.
Best choice. Okay. Ajay keeps saying that, पहले हम film relationship के लिए कर देते थे. ये आया, दोस्त आया, जान पहचान है, हमने हाँ कर दी. Today, everybody wants to read the script, see if they fit in it or not. You think that's a good thing we have changed with time?
Well, it is good. It's definitely a good thing because you see, finally, it's your career at stake. So you've got to, who better can think about your own self than what, I mean, the others can't think of for you.
Yeah,
you've got to think for yourself.
Right.
So I think it's good in a way that things have evolved. अभी भी पहले percentage ये होता था कि 50% दोस्तों के लिए और relatives के लिए 50% professional reasons के लिए. अभी ये हो गया कि 70 to 80% है professional reasons, 10 to 20% अभी भी दोस्ती यारी relation कोई ना कोई कुछ ना कुछ बीच में आ ही जाता है.
Right. There are so many younger actors who are struggling to stay at a level. What do you see, sir, as Ajay's longevity is so long? He has box office, his films do well.
See, you're talking of his longevity being so long. I think his longevity would be there till he reaches his 80s and maybe 90s.
You think so? Right.
Because he's a real actor. See, we've had in our industry, Dilip Kumar Saab, Amitabh Bachchan. Today you talk of Anil, Sunny Deol, even, they are into their 60s and yet carrying the film on their shoulder. Sanjay Dutt, he's discovered himself in a new market altogether in the South. But all this aside, Ajay happens to be a fantastic actor and his personality is such that he can mold himself into anything.
Okay.
He becomes the part very, very easily, which is the case with Anil too. You see, it is not that he's using his same baritone or he's using his same stylized acting. Ajay doesn't do that. So Ajay acts as per what he feels is right for the character.
Right. So what is it that, that there must be something to learn from, the younger generation of actors should see all these people you named and there must be something to learn. What would you advise कि क्या pick up करना चाहिए इसमें से? Acting तो is out of question. Acting तो has to be.
मैं क्या advise करूँ? मैंने एक picture में attempt किया था acting करना, मैं खुद ही फुस हो गया था उसमें.
But no, people loved you and you that is a question in my rapid fire. How do you rate yourself as an actor?
I have not seen the film so far because I got to know in the first half they removed 2 or 3 scenes of mine. तो मेरा होता ना कि दिल खट्टा हो गया था. मैं बोला कि क्या देख के करूँगा, खाली क्लाइमैक्स लिए देखूँगा.
नहीं, बट फैमिली ने तो रिएक्शन दिया होगा, किसी ने देखी होगी क्या?
फैमिली ने ये रिएक्शन दिया, डैड व्हाई डिड यू डू दिस पार्ट, इट्स सच अ, I mean, you're hardly there just sitting like, I said, well, in any case, all husbands in front of the wives are like this only. It is the wife who dictates. So whether it is my household or any other household,
right.
Wife is the boss. So here also, I let the wife call the shots. Right. And although I've seen AK versus AK, and I think I was very happy with myself. I was very spontaneous.
Yeah.
Because there I had the liberty to say my own lines. They had given me a parameter कि ये बोलना है, ऐसे बोलना है. तो वहाँ पे खुल के मैंने काम किया था और कोई ऐसा रिस्ट्रिक्शन नहीं थी कि हर टेक पे हाथ ऐसे होना चाहिए, पैर ऐसे होना चाहिए, कंटिन्यूटी मैच होनी चाहिए. They had 2-3 cameras and I was free to speak the lines I want, provided I conveyed what the essence of the scene is.
Right.
But here one had to, there were other actors who I had to react to. I had to sit in a position for continuity because when the camera goes the other side, आजकल फिल्मों में coverage बहुत ज़्यादा होती है. इधर से भी ले लो, उधर से भी ले लो, नीचे से भी ले लो, ऊपर से भी ले लो. तो उसमें you've got to be careful of your position. कोई हाथ ऐसा नहीं था, ऐसा था. Suddenly मैं बैठा हूँ तो आके मेरे को एक ऐसे सुना के बोलता पैर ऐसे नहीं, ऐसे रखिए सर. आपका ये हाथ था. अच्छा मैंने गलती से घड़ी को चेंज नहीं की अपनी पहनी. सर आपकी वो घड़ी कहाँ है, वो पहननी है. अब लोग घड़ी को नोटिस करेंगे तो पिक्चर का इंटरेस्ट क्या रहेगा. But फिर भी I enjoyed the journey. I think it was fun to work with, and Love Ranjan is a fantastic director. I feel he is one director who knows the pulse.
Yeah.
And it is really fun. He's a very relaxed man on set. And I tell him that the best producer you can work is with me.
Right.
In case you decide to work for an outside producer, there's no better producer than me.
That's true. So what is stopping Mr. Boney Kapoor to make a solid film with a solid role for himself?
Well, I feel that risk I don't want to take on myself.
You don't want to take the risk.
Because as I said, I'm not as indulgent as I used to be.
Right.
So I've got to be a little cautious.
Very, very smart. So since we have met you, we have to ask you, jab se, I don't know how many years say there has been talk about Mr. India will come back. When will Mr. India come back? Will it come back? What's on your mind?
It surely will come back.
Okay.
In times to come it will. In fact, recently I've been approached by a foreign studio, a Western studio. So it is going to be it could be a combination of Z, Boney Kapoor and that foreign studio. We could be collaborating. So things are at a very premature level, so I can't really talk much.
Sure.
But it will happen. In the coming times, it will happen for sure.
Right. And of course, it's too early to talk about the cast.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. But there's also talk about your other people love no entry. You know, कब से वो भी बात चल रही है. And we keep hearing names, Varun, Arjun, Diljit. How much of this is true?
All this what you've spoken or the names that you've taken are true.
Okay.
I mean, they are the people who would be playing the part.
Okay.
And let's hope things work out well. And it is as interesting or as good as the No Entry one. The script is absolutely fabulous.
Okay.
All I can say now is this script is funnier than the No Entry one.
Funnier than the No Entry one. Okay. And the actresses will be the same or there'll be new actresses?
No, there'll be new actresses.
Okay.
And since, the entire star cast is changed.
Yeah.
And this film would have 10 actresses.
10 actresses. So 10 में से tell us 2 at least.
अब तो कोई फाइनल ही नहीं थी.
Okay, ठीक है.
देखो ये 3 फाइनल है और अनीस बज़मी फाइनल. और मैं अब तक हूँ.
Of course. Right.
और मेरे साथ जी रहेगा.
जी रहेगा. Boney ji, there's this whole paparazzi phase is quite different for younger actors. Say Janvi के लिए, they've grown up with this. You have adapted very well with this. They love you. They see you at the airport. You give them you bring a big smile when we are watching the videos also. How have you adapted? Boney ji, you have gone through ups and downs in professional life, in personal life. This is a very positive Boney Kapoor we are seeing today.
Well, you see, there is no point in, if you come across the paparazzi at the airport, they're doing their job.
Right.
And they can only make money, once the picture that they've taken sells in the sense they have their own contacts and they're paid per picture or whatever it is. So I must see to it that everybody gets the kind of pictures that they want, and the picture will be picked up by the various agencies they work for, or they could sell the pictures for.
Right.
तो करो तो खुले दिल से करो, ना तो मत करो.
Right.
अभी कुछ लोगों में देखता हूँ फोटो भी खींचनी है, कपड़े पहन के जाते पर हाथ छुपा के जाते, क्यों भाई? करो, खुला करो, ना तो मत करो.
Right. Fair enough. One more question is, how have you 3 brothers managed to stay so, you all are getting work consistently, you all are respected consistently. There's been, professionally film में आएगी जाएगी and all, but you all have
it is our DNA.
It is your DNA.
Upbringing. We 3 are very close.
Okay.
Of course, we have our ups and downs,
Right.
like any other. There are ups and downs only where there's a lot of love. So all that is there, but we remain a close family. We remain, we get along very well whenever we are together.
Right.
And I hope this I'm sure this will
that's what I
continue.
want to ask. You see the next generation doing the same?
Well, at least till I'm alive, I will make sure that this remains, as much as I can, remains the same.